today we're going to work on the second variation of using elimination method to solve a system of equations. Let's take a look at this one. So, if I'm using elimination, I want to add or subtract the two equations from each other to eliminate a variable. But if I add these together, I'm going to get negative 3x plus 6y equals 3. Neither of the variables were eliminated, so it's not adding. Let's try subtracting, okay? Negative 4x minus x is negative 5x, 9y minus 3y is positive 12y, and 9 minus negative 6 is 15. Again, neither variable is eliminated, so that's not going to work. We're going to have to manipulate one of the equations so that they have matching coefficients. You can see that 9 is not the same as 3, so if we add or subtract, it's not going to eliminate. Negative 4 is not the same as the invisible 1 that's right here. So we're going to have to multiply one of the equations so that the coefficients are opposite. So this one's positive 9. We can manipulate this one to be negative 9, so then we can simply just add the two equations. So what do you multiply this bottom equation by so that this is negative 9y? 3. But you multiply everything in the system. So this new equation is 3x minus 9y equals negative 18. So each term got multiplied by 3. And then we'll just rewrite the original. Negative 4x plus 9y equals 9. Now you can see they have opposites, but they are the same, so they will eliminate each other. So since they're opposite signs, we're going to add the two equations. Negative 4x plus 3x is just negative x. 9y plus negative 9y is 0. 9 plus negative 18 is negative 9. So now we have negative x equals negative 9. So that means x equals 9. We're always looking for a coordinate, and I like to write x, y at the top. And now I've found x, so I'll write it in. Not the prettiest 9 in the world. There we go. So this also reminds me I still need to solve for y, so let's go solve for that. I'm not going to use the equation that I multiplied, just in case I multiplied wrong. So I'm going to go back to one of the originals and solve for y. So I'm going to use the bottom one. Instead of x, I'll write 9. I'll do it right here. Minus 3y equals negative 6. Subtract 9 from each side. Negative 3y equals negative 15. Divide each side by negative 3. Now we have y equals 5. And now I know I've solved for both, but I always check it in the other equation. So I use this one to solve for y. So I'm going to use the opposite one to check my solution. So check. Negative 4x, but instead of x, I'll write 9 plus 9y, but y is 5, equals 9. So negative 36 plus 45 equals 9, and negative 36 plus 45 is 9, and 9 equals 9. So that is the correct solution. Perfect. Now let's take a look at this one. Again, neither of the coefficients are opposites of each other. We have negative 7, negative 2, 1, and 3. So we're going to have to manipulate one of the equations. You could either eliminate the x's or the y's. So if I wanted to eliminate the y's, I would multiply this top equation by negative 3. So I'd get a negative 3 here, which would be opposite of this 3y, so it'd eliminate. Or I can multiply this bottom equation by negative 3.5, so that we get a positive 7 here. Now I don't really want to multiply by 3.5, it's just not as easy as multiplying this one by negative 3. The reason we want negative 3 is so that we have opposite signs here. So let's multiply it by negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 7x is positive 21x. Negative 3 times positive y is negative 3y. And negative 3 times negative 19. I don't know that off the top of my head, a little scratch work. I know it's going to be positive, so that's why I'm not including my negative signs. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 1 plus 2 is 5, so 57. So I've multiplied that, and then I'll just rewrite this one underneath. Negative 2x plus 3y equals negative 19. So now we have opposites, so we can add them. Versus if I only multiplied by 3, we would have had to subtract the equations, and adding is just so much easier. So let's add them. 21x plus negative 2x is 19x. Negative 3y plus 3y is 0. And 57 plus negative 19 would just be 57 minus 19. 8, 38. So, boom, and perfect. X will be 2. So, I, as always, like to write that I'm looking for a coordinate, and I've found x, and x is 2, and then this reminds me I need to solve for y. So I'm going to take one of the original equations, let's go with the top one to solve for y. So negative 7 times 2, because we know x, plus y equals negative 19, negative 14 plus y equals negative 19, add 14 to each side, y equals negative 5. Make sure I did all that math right, that looks good. All right, now we're gonna check. So I use the top equation to solve for y, so now I have to use the bottom equation to check. Negative 2 times x is 2, plus 3y, which is negative 5, equals negative 19. Negative 4 plus negative 15 equals 19, and negative 4 plus negative 15 is negative 19. So that is the correct coordinate for the solution to the system. That would be where they intersect. Pause the video here if you need to take some notes. And now you guys are going to try one on your own. So, pause the video here and try this one out, and I will go over it in just a second. All right. You could have solved this 2 ways. You could have either multiplied the top equation by 2, or the bottom equation by negative 2, or the bottom equation, or excuse me, yes, the top one by 2 or the top one by 7, because you can either match up your x's or match up your y's. So let's multiply it by 7, so then we have opposite signs for the y. So here we go, 7. 7 times 5x is 35x. 7 times positive y is positive 7y, and 7 times 9 is 63. And then 10x minus 7y equals negative 18. Again, the reason I chose the 7 was because I want opposite signs here, so then I can simply just add the equations. When we have opposite signs, we add. When we have same signs, we subtract. And sometimes errors happen in subtraction. So here we go, we're adding. 35x plus 10x is 45x. 7y plus negative 7y is 0. And 63 plus negative 18 is 45. Perfect. So if we divide each side by 45, we get x equals 1. So let's solve for y. I'll use the top equation. 5 times 1 plus y equals 9. 5 plus y equals 9. Y equals 4. And let's check in the bottom one. 10 times 1 minus 7 times 4 equals negative 18. 10 minus 28 equals negative 18. Perfect. Negative 18 equals negative 18. There you go.